Today's May 17th. Today's quote is, "What you feed on feeds on you." If you ingest resentment, then you feed on revenge. If you ingest fear, then you feed on hesitation. If you ingest a lack of confidence, then you feed on doubt and mediocrity. Isn't that interesting? Whatever we put within our consciousness, within our mind, within our heart, we feed on. So if we might say, well, I lack faith or I have doubt, which may be natural sometimes. But understand the consequences of doubt or hesitation. Lack of decisiveness. Could be fear. Could be an inability to go forward in my devotional service because I'm not convinced. So the point is that although, let's say in this case, doubt may appear to be something innocent, the consequences are not so innocent. The consequences are quite damaging. So if I ingest resentment, I feed on the consequences of it. I ingest fear, I ingest anger, whatever it is I ingest, I then have to feed on those things because I've ingested them. I put them in my system. Just so the example here is just like you're eating. Whatever you eat, then you're digesting. And then if it's healthy, that's good. If it's unhealthy, you will get sick. So whatever we're putting in our minds or our consciousness, we're having to digest. So understanding this, the idea of this quote is that understanding this, we should be a little more careful about what we ingest. A lot of times devotees become depressed or negative about something. So understand that when you ingest something that's very negative, it can be quite destructive for you. And it's good to know that you could actually ingest something positive even though you're feeling negative. And by ingesting something positive, you get positive ramifications. But so often, what happens to us is when we get in a negative space, have a negative attitude, or things negative are going on in our lives, it just becomes a downward spiral. If you allow a little negativity, a little doubt, a little fear, a little greed, lust, envy, then it magnifies itself and it just brings you down. So we can reverse the process. Just try to be more positive. Try to ingest things which would help you rather than harm you. And you can actually do that. Isn't that wonderful? I was giving class yesterday, or it was yesterday or the day before, and I was making the point that the reason that even though we're negative, we can become positive is Krishna's given us free will. The greatest thing Krishna has given us is free will. So with that free will, we can always pull ourselves out of a negative situation. We always have the choice to place a thought in our mind, something positive, and sometimes we think, well, if you're negative, how can you place a positive thought? But the point is, you can, because Krishna gave you free will. So it means you always can. Maybe it's not natural, maybe it's difficult, but you always have the choice or the freedom to do it. So even if you're negative, depressed, or thinking about how bad things are, you could you could ingest thoughts which would have a more positive outcome on what you're dealing with or your life in general. So I know that's really simple, but the only reason I'm saying it is that although it's simple, when we become negative, often we just stay negative. We don't do anything. So that's why I'm talking about it. It's just, sometimes things which are simple or so powerful or so meaningful or so necessary to hear, even though they're so obvious. But sometimes in the nature of dealing with our minds, we don't do obvious things. Isn't it? Like, you're having a bad day, you don't think, why don't I think of good thoughts? And you just dwell on all the bad things. Why don't I become positive? No, I can't be positive. It's negative. Everything's negative. No, you can be. You have that choice. You have that freedom. Krishna's given it to you. So it's important. Use your freedom in a way that supports your Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.